I was talking about the different types of torture. They would burn the skin off a girl's feet. Typical beatings. There were those of us a few of us who went to school and were exposed to public, but there were others called hiddens. Their fate was 10 times worse than what I experienced because they had no contact with the outside world. There was no fear of being caught. If they killed one of these girls, they would just replace her, typically by finding children of the same size, sex, age, what have you, starting a house fire and taking the dead body and throwing it in the fire and stealing the live children and placing them in the group. That, to me, had to be excruciating. I grew up being molested and so forth. These other girls didn't. They had had loving, and boys, they had had loving families caring for them. So I can just imagine the shell shock they had when entering into the group. Back to punishments. One girl had her feet burned so badly that her bones were exposed. Chemicals would be sprayed to cause wounds, just for causing wounds' sake, for disobedience. The torture it's astounding, and pretty much death was the only rescue most of the girls had. I was fortunate, my mother trying to protect my sister when my stepfather became too ill to keep control of things in the group. My mother moved us. Not to protect me, but to protect my sister, whom she actually was attached to. I lost my brother when I was 4. He was 18 months, around that age. Somewhere between 18 months and 2. He was beaten to death. My mother, instead of taking the blame, which obviously she was not capable of doing, she tried to convince me that I had done it. They took and cremated him like they did the dogs on a brick structure. It was a barbecue pit, but it had formerly more than likely been the coal storage. What I'm here basically to say is this happens in the United States. The hidden girls will always be hidden. Children don't have proper access to numbers and places they can call and go to for help, and they need them. We need to do PR messages and so forth to get the word out there that they can call for help. We need shelters. They need places to run to. They're just protective services and the federal government don't get involved enough. They can't. They're spread too thin. There's a million excuses as to why they can't. But it's up to us, the citizens. Please join an organization that is doing something, that's moving forward, building housing for these children, providing counseling, putting up billboards where children can call and get help to get out of these situations. These are just a few of the things I can think of off the top of my head, but be aware, what these girls go through, what these children go through is just beyond horrendous. And we're talking little tiny children, 3, 6, 8, 10 years old, being raped by grown men, tied down, every form of sexual activity that you see and go, oh my gosh, that's so kinky. They've experienced it. S&M, everything. Just please find a group to support and support them. Thank you.